Hi guys, Dominique here, and as promised, we will be giving you bi-weekly updates of the manufacturing process of your Raise keyboard. As you might be aware, we are already in the tooling making process, and in the next few days, we will be preparing the tooling for the tooling testing, which will be in the first week of January. And now I'm going to talk to Manal to ask what new components have arrived and what updates he has for us.
Hello, Dominic. As you know, we are now making the different tooling for some of the pieces. During the tooling making, you have like samples and pieces, and you have to check that. Okay. When you have all the pieces ready for checking, you do the T1. It's like the testing of those pieces and modifying things if necessary. Then check again, and you have the T2. Okay, there's the second testing, and then modify things if necessary, and then do the T3. Or if everything is okay, you do the T-off. Okay, T-off means pieces are okay, and we do the first manufacturing batch.
Awesome. And we already received a few components, right?
Yes. Well, we are not receiving here pieces because we are receiving photographs, and we are being like daily updated by our suppliers, our partners in China, and we also have our consultants going to visit the factories and checking the product. So today we have a few pieces. About the palm pads, we have the first samples from the tooling, and already with a very nice PU skin. It's like synthetic leather, and we really like it. From this point of view, looks more or less okay, but we found some defects. For example, the cut of the fabric is not good around the edges. Okay, and also the synthetic leather is like pulling the edges. Okay, we don't know if it's related with temperature, but well, this is the first sample and it's normal. A lot of things fail. We are improving it. About the bottom plates, I mean the mylar pieces, now I have also images of the tooling itself. You can see like EVA plastic, and under these lines there are like die cuts. Then you put that tooling in the machine, and with a press they cut the mylar. Okay.
Awesome.
And we have something similar for the rubber legs. We also have now images of the tooling. The next piece we have received the first images is, and we are really proud about this one, is the Hubble. This is our first injection piece samples, so it comes directly from the injection mold. And this is the top part of the Hubble, and this is the base of the Hubble. We already did the first PCB also with suppliers, and everything fits perfectly. As you can see, the case is transparent. That's because we are going to paint it in black and white. Okay, because we need the logo part, this part, we need in transparent material. In the mechanical part of the product, those are the pieces we are receiving images from our suppliers, and we are on the schedule, no delays at the moment.
You can safely say that we are in the best case scenario track.
I can safely say today we are still
in the
best case scenario.
And how about the electronics?
We are moving like in parallel in the mechanical and the electronic side. We can't validate the mechanical part without the electronics, and we can validate the electronics without the mechanical part. We are also working in the assembly flow, okay? And the assembly flow is very related with electronics and also with the mechanical parts, because in the assembly flow of this product, like different pieces coming from different suppliers arrive to the assembly factory, and then you do the sub-assembly, and then you test and all that. So it's very related with the testing. When do we test? So we have to design and manufacture and make a testing jig, but it's not the same testing jig if the PCB is mounted inside the case or if the PCB is in the PCBA factory. Okay, so it's very important. Matt's working hard with the suppliers, trying to define and make the first testing jigs. Well, I could talk a lot about that, but I think Matt's the proper person to talk about that.
I will be going to see Matt in a bit so that he can update you guys about the electronics and the test jigs.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, Manal.
Hello.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Dominique. Great to see you again.
You look very jolly today.
Yeah, I'm so happy today. Everything's going super well.
Yeah?
So, update on the LED first of all. If you saw the last video, you know that we had problems with the green LED. Our guys in the factory have visited the LED supplier. They've shown the report that I've made, and the factory has asked me to send them the original samples that they will put back in their measurement equipment, measure it, and then they will make us a custom data sheet that is specifically for those LEDs and for us, make us new samples. Then they'll send us the samples, we'll approve the samples, and then
That's it.
that's it, fingers crossed. Maybe first or second week of January we get these LED samples back.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so I can talk a bit more about the test jig if you want. Props. Okay, so we did a video about the test jig a while ago, and this is not the test jig that we'll be using in the factory. The test jig that we use in the factory will be like a big, bulky thing. This is like small and easy for me to make here. So this is the one for the, I only actually have one for the Hubble because the test points are so fiddly and small. And this is just set up with the programmer for the ARM chip on the Hubble. And what we need is, the factory is going to produce the big test jigs, but the stuff to do the programming and actually test that stuff is working right is going to be based on a Raspberry Pi with like a custom add-on board, and then a screen. So this is the screen I'm working on at the moment. So this is what the screen, Raspberry Pi's on here. This gets plugged onto the back of that. All of that goes in a box, and then that box gets connected via a cable like this and to the bigger, more chunky, more professionally made test jig. And then there has to be a super simple way for the operators to run the test, just pressing a button and basically getting a green light or a red light. But we need to track how many times the tests have been run, what the test measurements were, and if stuff is failing, why it's failing. We can get that information out of the factory and look at it. So I've been looking at this framework called OpenHTF, Open Hardware Testing Framework, which is a framework that Google have made a while ago. And it's quite good. You can see the logs of any kind of tests. It's got a nice web interface, but you can run it from the command line and automate it all. So I'm in the middle of showing that can work automatically on the Raspberry Pi, so you can plug it in and it powers up, starts everything up automatically. And of course there's always little problems to iron out there.
Small problems.
Small problems to iron out. So we've got the PCBA, the sub-assemblies, the assembly flow for the Kickstarter orders and for the normal orders, the packaging and the warehousing. And then all the green stuff is tests. And the round ones are tests that don't require special equipment. They just need like an SOP, like a statement of how to do the actual work. And the boxes, the squares, require equipment to be made. So in most cases, that's the factory building like a solid test fixture that the PCBs fit into. And then me writing a set of automated tests that use the test sheet to exercise the hardware. And I'd like them to all be using the same stuff if I can, just with different tests, because that will make life easier and simpler. The more repeatability you get, the less work you have to do. And the time there is to concentrate on the important stuff.
Thanks for the update, Matt. I hope you like that update, guys. As you can tell, we will be continually working over the holidays to make sure that you get your Digma rays as soon as possible. So, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
Bye.
The party's on, the feeling's here.